session is going to start. Our honorable mentor is present with us. Now, I'm going to take a little bit of time to introduce our mentor, our speaker, who is Mr. Jitendra Patel. Now, Mr. Jitendra Patel is an assistant professor at Prestige Institute of Management and Research from Indore, Madhya Pradesh. Now, he's going to explain to us the digital entrepreneurship for self-reliance, India, a way ahead. That is going to be the topic of our mentor, and he is present with us, and it's an immense pleasure to introduce you, sir, today. And we await your session. We await your knowledge that you're going to share with us, sir. Please start your session and go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Samira, for such a nice introduction. I hope I am audible.
Yes, sir, perfect.
Yeah, yes, I like to thanks Team Yuva Incubated again for inviting me for this session. And today I will be speaking on a topic called as digital entrepreneurship. This is also one of the very commonly discussed topic nowadays. That what is digital entrepreneurship and how it is going to shape up in a country like India. So let us focus on this area particularly, and we'll start with our discussion today. So my topic for today's discussion will be digital entrepreneurship for self-reliant India, a way ahead. I'm Jitendra Patel. As I have been introduced, I have been advisory board member of this particular group, as well as I'm an entrepreneurial mentor. So today we will begin with these learning objectives. We will be defining what digital entrepreneurship is. What can a digital entrepreneur do? What are the different areas where he can work on? What are the prerequisites for having a digital entrepreneurship, or what are the who can be a digital entrepreneur? Anyone can be a digital entrepreneur, but we will see what are the different qualities which is needed to be had. Then we will discuss some of the success stories of digital entrepreneurs in and around the world, as well as in India. Okay, then we will focus our things on what are the different opportunities of digital entrepreneurship in India, particularly in India. What are the different area where we can explore? What are the different things where digital entrepreneurship can work? What are the different challenges? I will stop this discussion on various challenges and what are the road ahead for digital entrepreneurship in India. So these will be my topics of discussion today. Now, when we define our digital entrepreneurship, it is a term which is used to describe entrepreneur which change a business and which change its business and make it more digitally equipped, more technologically equipped as the business and society continue to transform with digital technologies. So this is one broad definition of digital entrepreneurship. The other definition is it is about creating a new venture or creating a digitally transforming the existing venture. So if you are an offline business and you are going online, so this is also one type of digital entrepreneurship, which is based on any sort of novel digital technologies, or which basically emphasize on using such novel usage of technologies. So this is something which is called as digital entrepreneurship. Digital entrepreneurship basically focus on changes in entrepreneurial practice, theories, and education. So digital entrepreneurs is one who includes everything new and different about entrepreneurship in digital world. So majority of times an entrepreneurship which is focused on digitalization, which is focused on using technology for reaching more and more people, getting your business accessible through online mediums, is basically something which is digital entrepreneurship. Moving forward, now this is one of the very common question which we get to answer. What are the different things which a digital entrepreneur can do? So they can basically do majority of things. There are a number of tasks which a digital entrepreneur can now do. The first one is they can go for a freelancing job. They can go for a gig-based job. So what is gig-based job? You get a particular amount of money paid if you do some sort of project. So there are a number of MNCs, there are a number of people who are looking for good people for doing their jobs. Majority of outsourcing agencies are looking for the jobs to be outsourced. So freelancing is one thing which can be done. You can go in online teaching. EdTech ventures are booming like anything. If you can see the story of Byju's, it is one of the most request company right now in the India. Okay, due to this post-pandemic era where EdTech has become an integral part of our educational system. So online teaching, tutoring, any sort of coding job, if you know, any sort of training and mentoring job, this will fetch you a number of money. You can start your own venture out of it. So this is something which is there. Companies like Udemy, companies like Byju's, companies like EDX, and a number of people are coming in at tech ventures, and there are a number of people who are already there, and they are improving this. So COVID might go, but tech ventures or this online education will is going to sustain here. Okay, e-commerce, drop shipping, affiliate marketing. This is also one of the area where you can start up your business. You can start up your own e-commerce site. You can start up your own drop shipping site. You can be an affiliate marketer. You can be a content creator if you think that your content is good. So you can go for a blogging. Okay, there are a number of bloggers who are making even in rural India, there are different bloggers who are making the videos of their house, how their lifestyle is in the village, what they do. So these are the things which are getting millions and millions of likes. So blogging is one area where you can go for. Quality content creators are also required by the companies. So if you are good at content creating, so you can basically go for content creation. I myself is a Hindi blogger, and I do write on Hindi and different other topics in Hindi. So this is one area which I find that content creation is one area where I can be I can guide the people on more on. Okay, you can also be an online author, a translator, a voiceover artist, online photographer. You can go in gaming. So there are a number of game development tools and technologies which are coming up. Okay, a number of games are being played. So you can go there and you can go and find your games there. You can go for online photography. You can go for doing a voiceover artist. You can be a translator if you know two or more languages. Okay, there are a number of MNCs which requires local language people to translate for them. Okay, so this is something which is government also requires to make people understand the government schemes in their own language. So you can become an online author. You can also sell. You can do an online auction things. So you can sell out designer merchandises, art item on music. So this is something which is selling like a hot cake nowadays. So you can either be an auctionator for a big brand, or you can start up your own journey and you can auction the things. Okay, so this is something which is there. You can start up your own digital marketing service where you can help out the MNCs and small business houses who doesn't have much knowledge about digital marketing. You can build a product around it. Okay, Paytm has done it. Then this Flipkart has done it. All other people, they have moved a product out of it, and then basically Oyo Room is an example. So this is where you can start up your own digital marketing or a service based on digital marketing or technology based things. Okay, you can be a social media influencer. If you have heard the name of Lily Singh from Canada, or Bhuvan Bum. So these are the people who basically influence the people. They get endorsement from different brands, and and they make the people buy the brands. So this is something which is just one area where you can have your domain expertise in. You can also have a domain expertise. There are different people who wants a specific site with a specific name. So you can always create a domain expertise, or you can create a website and you can sell out that website. Okay, you can also be a tester of the website, that how feasible the website is working or how it is working or not. Okay, you can start up your own product and services which you can offer virtually and globally. So there are a number of things which a digital entrepreneur can do, and these are the areas which can be very much explored. All you need to have is a domain expertise. You need to have some knowledge about these things, and this is a very easy thing to start up. Okay, you can start up at any point of your time, at any point of time, but consistency is again very important. So these are the areas which can be explored in digital entrepreneurship. Now, what are the prerequisites to have a digital entrepreneur, or per se for any entrepreneurs, you must know, you know about your SWOT. Okay, SWOT stands for strength, weakness, opportunities, and threat. So you must know what strength you have. What are, it might be your domain expertise, it might be your coding skill, it might be your photography skill, it might be your followers on a particular website. Okay, so this is it might be maybe the people want to read your blogs, or maybe the people wants to hear from you. So this is your core strength. Okay, you must also know your weakness, where you are weak at, where you can be attacked by your competitor, or how you are working on your weaknesses. Okay, then you must also explore and try to match up your strength with your opportunities. Try to overcome your weaknesses. Then you must do these short analysis. You must also see what is threat, what type of threat is being there in the market, and how you can overcome that. Okay, then you must have an analytical mind. By analytical mind, I don't need to say that you must know coding and all other things. Okay, if you know, it is better, but yes, it should have a logical thinking pattern, and it can be better, better in solving the problem, and not in creating or seeing a issue in anything. So this is something which is there. One of the very basic thing which I have observed in a digital entrepreneurs is that they are very they are very skilled at their technological part, at their technical part. They know the know-how of their technology, but they don't work more much on their soft skills. So soft skill is something which is very essential, and it should be known that how you can behave, what are the different business etiquettes which is needed to be followed. So you need to work on your soft skills, whether it is your communication skills, whether it is your presentation skills. Majority of times, venture capitalists not only see your idea, but also that how you can sell it out in the market with your soft skills. So this is something which is there. You must have a proper knowledge about your technical skills. If you have some business skills, so you must know what type of business skills you have. If you don't have some good business skills, you can hire those people who have those business skills, and they can help you out in that particular area. You can have your co-founder which is good in business. Okay, so you might be from an engineering side, and you don't know much about marketing the things. Okay, but so then you can hire a marketing manager, or you can be your co-founder can be an MBA in marketing, and he can work out with the marketing part. Okay, so this is something which is there. Whether your audience base is small or big, your target, you should know your target audience needs and wants. You should properly perform a elaborative STP, which stands for segmentation, targeting, and positioning. The customer should you should know which type of segment of customers you are serving, what is their needs and wants, what are their demographic characteristics, what are their psychographic characteristics, which locations they belongs to. Okay, how you're targeting them, what is your unique quality of the product. Okay, how your product is going to position them itself in the minds of the customers. Okay, so like if you see the example of Paytm, so some year back we need to go to this local shop to get our recharge done. But now Paytm has positioned itself as such that now we don't say that you do a recharge, you say that you just do a Paytm. Okay, so this is how basically you must know who is your target audience, and what type of targeting and positioning you want themselves. One of the major area which is very much ignored is knowing your competitor. So in this dynamic world of particularly in digital entrepreneurship, anyone can else be your competitor. So if you know this, I will tell you the story of BlackBerry. So BlackBerry have this very unique feature called as BBM, which is called as BlackBerry Messenger. It is a real-time messaging services which can be shared between two BlackBerry users. But then comes the WhatsApp, and the whole BlackBerry things has gone out of the market. Okay, so you must know or analyze what are the patterns which are coming in the markets, and where your competitor can come from. Okay, you must know about your domain expertise. If you have some domain expertise, you must build it up. Okay, you must also check the market feasibility and marketability of your product, acceptability of your product. In the last session which I have taken on entrepreneurship, I have told you that idea should be original, feasible, marketable, and profitable. So here also majority of products, particularly technology products, they looks very very good from the outside, but when we start working on them, we don't find them very scalable, very feasible or acceptable product by the audience. So this is something which an area which can be worked upon. Always try to make a prototype of your product, make a minimum viable product, do some sort of pilot testing of your product with unknown customers, around 100 people. Okay, do some sort of pilot testing. Okay, then if any sort of changes are being suggested, do go for those changes, accept those changes, don't be critical towards or don't be specific or rigid toward any sort of idea changes. Okay, you must accept these changes, particularly in technological domain. Okay, customer experience always counts. So if you give a better customer experience, whether it is through your website or through your apps, so this is also very fundamental thing. Okay, yep. Let me discuss an example of Microsoft here. You know, Microsoft, when they have launched their Windows 8, so they don't have this start button at the corner, which was very pertinent features at when it comes to Microsoft Vista or XP. Okay, so this product has failed like anything. Why? Because people were searching about for the start button. Okay, so here any sort of changes, so this change has been particulated by the customers, and then Microsoft have to came up with this particular change. In this digital era, your personal and professional branding is very important. Do join LinkedIn, do join different portals where you can find yourself in networking with different people. Do join majority of events virtually or physically, go and meet the people, do some sort of professional branding, do some sort of personal branding, know the difference between what your brand stands for, what you stand for as an entrepreneur. Okay, so it takes time for you. No one will be will be successful in 1 year or 2 year, but yes, if you consistently do this, so you will be known amongst different people. So know your personal and professional branding, recognize and appreciate your effort as well as your team effort. So this is also very important. If you recognize your effort and your team effort, your team success, these small milestones in the journey plays a very important motivating role, particularly in digital landscape, because any sort of technological change can leads to a huge loss or a huge profit in the business. Okay, so government has declared demonetizations, and from nowhere Paytm has came, and it has become an integral part of our life, and then in this COVID time also, when the physical currency is not being exchanged very much by the customers. Okay, so everyone is doing Paytm. So this is where you must see that what type of things, but you must recognize your team efforts, your efforts. Okay, Jack Ma also says that it is the internal people who knows your company very well, and you must appreciate the team effort, particularly in entrepreneurial journey, when making team is not very much possible. So if your team is doing good, so you must appreciate themselves. Always keep yourself upgraded. Do upgrade yourself with new trends and technologies which are coming, where the industries is, where the industries are changing, and there are majority of AI based tools which can anytime take up your job, which can anytime reduce your work to nothing. Okay, so keep yourself updated, upgraded with new technologies. There is a transactional shift when this COVID happens. Majority of educational institutes which were teaching from the board and PPTs, okay, have to shift to online mode. And some institute have very successfully done this, but some institute has not yet been able to do it. Okay, it's been 1.5 years now. So if you don't keep yourself upgraded with the new trends and technologies, so you can be far behind. Okay, you can always miss the bus. Okay, it has happened with Kodak, it has happened with Blockbusters. They have missed the bus so of upgrading themselves, and then they are being eaten up by their competitors. So Blockbuster is then being eaten by Netflix. Kodak has been eaten up by Sony. Okay, and do work on your skills, upskill yourself. Okay, try to learn new skills every day. Try to be multi-skilled. Don't be in one single profession or in one particular area. Okay, try to learn something, try to unlearn something also, because this is a continuous process where you need to learn something, you need to unlearn something. So this is also very well very good thing. Majority of entrepreneurs I have seen, they are basically well planners, but they, when it comes to execution, so they don't be able to execute it very well. So I just say to plan well and to execute very well. That is something which is needed to be your funda. Okay, now let us discuss some of the very best of digital entrepreneurs in and around the world. We will begin with Fernando Raymonds. He is the owner of ClickDo, and it is a Sri Lanka based solutions, and he is into web hostings. Okay, he is now settled in UK, although, but he has started his journey from a very small country called Sri Lanka, as we all know. Okay, and his company is doing great jobs in digital marketing domain. Second is Neil Patel. You must go and follow Neil Patel if you are into, if you want to do great things in digital marketing, if you want to do something in digital entrepreneurship. You go and follow this man called as Neil Patel. He's an American-based Indian. Okay, and he owns these two things: Crazy Egg and Hello Bar. He's basically into digital marketing, blogging. Majority of people follow his blogs. He's also into mentoring. Okay, so he mentors majority of people about, he makes majority of videos and he mentors people about digital marketing. Okay, then we have Rand Friskin. He's a CEO of SEO Mode, and he's a co-founder of Spark Toro. He's also a co-founder of Inbound ORG. He's also into the area of website development and digital marketing. Barry Sketchword. He's the CEO and founder of Rusty Bricks, founder of Search Engine Roundtable. Okay, it is a web service provider. He is also a SEO blogger, where he can suggest a number of ways through which you can improve your visibility on your site. Okay, Brian White, he's a content, he's a CEO of content writer Aces. Okay, so he's into content creation, content marketing. This is also one of the booming area where you can find yourself doing great in digital marketing. Okay, then we have Steve Mottrim. He's a director of Magistec. It is a software development e-commerce firm. Okay, so this is also one area where you can have. Then we have a lady called as Melanin Buchan. She sells online apparels, and it is a very interesting story. She was not being able to sell the things out, and she was into debt, and then she just turned it around in an online domain, and then she find a global market, and now her clothes are doing great. Okay, then we have Dooms Wells. So if you have any sort of problems about blogging, any sort of digital marketing, about blogging, how to do content creation, how to do blogging, how to start a YouTube channel, you go to this particular man called as Dooms Well. He's a owner of and a founder of Humans Proof Design. He's into affiliate marketing and digital marketing consultancies. So these are some of the world famous digital entrepreneurs who have changed the way in which the world basically looks now. Okay, digital entrepreneurship, because we are one of the very pioneer into IT. So digital entrepreneurship is one of the very area which has fascinated majority of Indians since from very beginning. Although with majority of people coming up in and majority of accessibility of internet in the system, now we will see more and more people coming into digital entrepreneurship. But if you can remember the time of 90s, 80s, 99 and 2000. So we have companies like Naukri.com, we have companies like Make My Trip. So these are all people who are into digital marketing. We'll discuss them when we discuss Indian entrepreneurs. So we will begin with Baiju Ravichandran. uh, he's a founder of Baiju's learning app, one of the most equited company. Okay, and in post pandemic situation, everyone has to take this Baiju's connection, It is an ed tech venture which is now basically, if I'm not wrong, they are coming up with their IPO also. Okay, so this is one area where you can find and explore yourself. Okay, Sandeep Bikhchandani is a founder of Naukri.com. There is a very interesting story. It was a Wednesday, okay, when Time Ascent came in office, and he was with his wife at her office, and everyone was searching for new jobs in Time Ascent. Okay, so he has basically said that why not to put these classified site into a website domain. Okay, internet was very new to at that particular time to India. So this is where Naukri.com has came up. Okay, Sandeep Chandani is the founder of Naukri.com. Deep Kalra from Make My Trip. Okay, he's again from the same batch, or from the same era where Sandeep Chandani was in. Okay, he has made this Make My Trip, and it is an online travel booking service. Okay, a huge success story which is now being shared is Zomato. The IPO is doing wonders in the market. Okay, so Deependra Goyal, he is a founder of Zomato. One more thing which I want to say is that all these tech-based venture has basically given you asset-free models. Okay, so previously you need to have a physical classroom to have a school, but now in Byju's you can learn by teaching yourself at your home. Okay, similarly, Zomato don't have any sort of restaurant, but then they can provide you a quality food from anywhere. Okay, Shraddha Sharma, she is a chief editor of YourStory.com. She is into mentoring and story sharing. Okay, Manish Singh, this is also he's one of the youngest millennial of India. Okay, he's just 21-year-old, and he's a digital marketer and digital service provider. Ritesh Agrawal, we all know, Oyo Rooms, online hotel booking. Vijay Shankar Sharma, founder and owner of Paytm. It is an online money transaction doing greats in market. Okay, Siddhant Kapoor, go and search for Siddhant Kapoor. He's one of the Asia's top digital market expert and a personal brander. Shravan and Sajan, these are the founder of Go Dimensions. Okay, they are the youngest entrepreneur. One is 15, the other is 17. Okay, they basically works in Android development. Advait Thakur, again, he has started his first code when he was 6-year-old. He has done. He was into codings from 9-year-old. Okay, he's now 17 or 15 only, and he is a computer programmer and a digital business owner. He's the founder of Apex Infosys India. Majority of people in India have fascinated with the technologies since from very beginning, and that is why we will get more and more entrepreneurs into digital domain. Now, digital entrepreneurships, basically where are the opportunities lying? Okay, so the first one is in rural development. Any sort of digital and financial literacy, any sort of digital information services, any sort of government schemes, which is any sort of entitlement, any digital library, any sort of e-shop, or any sort of Wi-Fi service which you give in rural India is beneficial not just for the people of rural India, but for the government also. Government also give you support. So digital entrepreneurship is booming in rural India, and it is basically making the process more transparent. It is helping out in giving more e-governance schemes. Okay, everyone is now attached with this social security number called as Aadhaar card in India. Okay, so this is something which is there. Okay, now post COVID, this has also happened. Majority of MSME sector, that is the small and medium enterprise, these sector have also embraced the technologies and digital ways. Around 52% of small businesses has agreed that they've accelerated their effort for digital marketing, and they have taken up digital ways of in working practices. Okay, so digital adoption is very great in India. Okay, they are very bullish on this. Okay, then Government of India ke initiatives like Digital India, Make in India, Startup India, Stand Up India, Atal Incubation Mission, Atal Tinkering Lab, STAPS, then Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. My previous speaker has also said something about this National Skill Development Mission. In number of places where you can get digital literacy, people are digital marketing course are selling like hot cake. Okay, so Government of India has made Digital India very accessible thing, and now there is much ease of doing business. Okay, so online recognition of startup learning programs, patent facilities has been very easy out. Okay, easy compliances are there. Okay, procurement has also been relaxed by government. There are a number of incubating supports which are being given. Okay, this institute itself, UVA Incubated, they are also into this area. Okay, then there are innovative focus programs for students, funding support, tax benefit, all sort of regulatory issues are being addressed. Okay, so you can basically go into digital entrepreneurship anytime if you feel that your idea is very novel and it can help out the people. Next is growing digital. So India is it is the top 2 country after China. It is a country which is globally digital adopting. Okay, previously we used to get obsolete technology from America, but now the American companies do launch their product in India. Okay, 99% of our population is getting attached with this Aadhaar card, and with the availability of low cost internet, we are enjoying the lowest cost internet in the world. Okay, and with the penetration of new dimensions, penetrations of new dimensions of digital things, so it is giving a new dimensions to digital entrepreneurship. Everything can be done online nowadays. Okay, there are large number of mobile subscriber, 1.8 million people have mobile phones. Okay, 4.29 million internet subscription, 250 million people are on there on social media. Okay, we are among number 3rd or number 4th in social media usage. Okay, digital India has integration, different sort of integration which is happening. So we are India, it is happening largest in India. So all these digital drive is basically infueling and fueling these digital business industries and communities to create a digital ecosystem. Okay, there are abundant availability of digital tools, services, digital entrepreneurship. So it is a very promising area where you can have your things. Okay, then comes the next thing, digital wave. Around 56%. In 2014 to 2017, digital index has rose by 56%, from 8 to 29 in a scale of 100. Okay, so if you compare it in the scale of 100, so it is previously it was in 80 and it has now been 29. Okay, around 650 people have basically are internet users in India. Bharat interface for money, Bheem UPI app, it is one of the very great success story, and it is one of the great successful digital entrepreneurship story which comes from government of India. Okay, previously whenever it comes to government, okay, their tools are not being believed, but yes, this time they have an expertise. Okay, number of experts are there in this field. There are increasing resource. Okay, even a small business, as we have discussed earlier, majority of small and big business are growing into this area. They are functioning in this area. They have got all sort of financial expert, they have got all sort of management expert, they have got all sort of functioning. Okay, all these things. New entrepreneurs, all young entrepreneurs, they are coming up in digital skills. They know, they have deep knowledge, they have skills, they have dynamics. There are various ways in which they can basically bring up the digital revolutions, and this is only here to flourish, and this is not going to end very soon. So these are some of my inputs as an opportunities, although there remains some sort of challenges still now. Okay, digital infrastructure, although it is improving quite a good, but yes, it's still a point of worry for us. Digital infrastructure is not very good. Like in this COVID cases, majority UNESCO report that majority of people or majority of children, they are either being thrown up in child marriages, or there is an increased case of child marriages or child labors being increased when the school got off because of digital infrastructure. Okay, then digital literacy is yet another problem. Majority of people still don't have an accessibility to app, and they don't know how to basically how a basic app runs. Okay, so this is something which is there. Digital literacy is yet another point which is needed to be done. Okay, so previously there was a divide between poor and young people, but now it is a digital divide. Okay, a very recent example is this COVID vaccination. Majority of people are not being able to book it. Why? Because of the digital divide. They don't know how it is being operated. So this is one thing which is their digital divide. Adoption of digital tools and services are still a bit low in India, although people are adopting it. Trust among the customer is yet another issue. Majority of people don't trust online service till date. Okay, scalability of a business is also an issue. Majority of technologies look very promising at the beginning, but they don't have an scalable business around there. Okay, there is quite few of lack of training and expertise in this particular area. So majority of experts are needed, majority of trainers are needed. Good trainers are basically needed in this area of digital entrepreneurship. So these are some of the challenges which are there. But yes, I'm very hopeful that we will be successfully get off these challenges, and digital entrepreneurship will boom like anything in India. Okay, so this is something this is something which can make as the topic said, it is something which can make Bharat Atmanirbhar. Okay, these are some of my references where I have taken the references. Okay, this is me. This is where you can reach me out. Okay, this is my site, this is my number. Thank you. Your questions are invited if you have any. Okay, I again thanks Yuva Incubated team and Samaira for introducing me to this August gathering, as well as to kids and people in and around. Yes, it's been wonderful talking to you all. Any questions if you have?
So yes, thank you so much, Professor Jitendra Patel. So that was an amazing session, like always. So yes, we are waiting for the questions right now, whether anybody has any questions. So Vibhav has asked the question, the attendance form. Yes, Vibhav, you would get the form, definitely. So any other questions, kindly type your questions or just raise a hand. So Dr. Jitendra Patel, Professor, Professor Jitendra Patel, the Assistant Professor of Prestige Institute of Management and Research from the beautiful state of Madhya Pradesh. Thank you so much for being with us today, sir, and teaching us so many new things today.